Hello everyone, I'm Sydney, the daughter of the mother-daughter team here at Frugal Freak, and this video is just going to be me taking you through what my monthly payday looks like going through and paying all of my bills. So the first one that I always go and pay each month is definitely the rent. I make sure to go and pay that in first. And luckily my rent is really good because it's actually 3 of us staying in a 2-bed apartment, so divided out, our rent is about $4.70 a person, which is really good for the place we have. And it's actually also time for me and the roommates to renew the lease, and we're actually very lucky in the fact that it is only going up $25 for the next year. So once again, very lucky for staying in the place we are. And then the next thing that I usually go and pay is Spire. Me and each of the roommates take care of one of the major utilities like gas, electric, and internet. My name is on the Spire bill. So I snag the billing amount and then put it into our joint split account. So for each of these, we each pay on these bills and then we put the amount that we paid into Split, not sponsored. And this app basically just helps us figure out who owes what for their portion of utilities, groceries, whatever we're buying. Okay, so now it's on to the credit cards, which is a majority of my debt each month. And so the first one's going to be my Capital One card. This is my original credit card, the first one that I ever opened up, and it's not my primary one, and so it really tends to not have a whole lot on it each month. It tends to just have my regular subscriptions, Crunchyroll and Spotify, and more recently one of my doctors put me on a medication, and so since this was the card already in the hospital's data system, it's just the one that it gets charged to. And this month especially hurt for this one because it also had my yearly Barnes & Noble charge on it, which I should probably go and cancel. So this might not actually look bad since it's only $106, but usually this card is under $30 because usually it's just the 2 subscriptions and then nothing else. And so this one is now paid off. We're done with that. I do have this on auto pay, but I always like to go in and just pay the full balance. And now we're on to my main credit card. That is my Chase card. I actually got this one in addition to the Capital One because we use Costco a lot now. So Costco actually doesn't take my Capital One card, so I had to get a different card to be able to use there. And this Chase card is actually really good. It's a Visa card. And the reason I went with this one is because it doesn't have any monthly fees associated with it, and it has really good cash back. It has like 1.5 on everything. So this month is actually kind of atrocious because it's over $1,000. That's highly unusual for me, so this does hurt a little bit to see, but it was a very spendy month. So a lot of the money on this card actually comes from grocery shopping. I use this card to pay for all of the groceries between Aldi and Costco that the household purchases each month, and so it looks really high, but then I get paid back through PayPal for the other roommates' shares of the groceries. And so groceries actually added up to this much this month between both Costco and then Aldi. We usually do Aldi every week to get stuff like bread and milk and stuff like that, and then Costco we do to get more bulk stuff, and we do that about every other week. And kind of going through to see what my frivolous spending was for this month. The CVS, that was for a medication, so that is actually needed. Then Vegas Walk, that's actually a Chinese takeout place that I ended up getting dinner for me and my boyfriend because we were tired from the gym and really wanted to watch MSI finals. So that was me being lazy and getting takeout. Quest Diagnostics, blood work, needed. Here is the big day, was July 17th. So we had our usual household grocery trip to Aldi, we had one Costco trip for the household, then we had another purchase from Costco for me and the boyfriend for a trip that we took last weekend. We went on a float trip with our friends, and then the third Costco transaction was actually for that group trip. We ended up getting a bunch of food like fruit, stuff for sandwiches, water, all of that stuff, and so that was all put on my card and then paid back through PayPal, the other people's share. So once again, not all of this is solely my spending, but it does make it look a lot worse. And then I think most of the rest of this stuff is kind of frivolous BS spending. My pre-order for the Pokemon Center came in this month, so I got charged $131. I got 2 ETBs from it, and so that did get charged in this month, which kind of wish it didn't, but it did. Motor Mart, that was during our trip. I think I got a donut from a gas station. And then Starbucks, on the way back from the trip, we stopped at a Starbucks and I was convinced to get a drink that tasted like a milkshake. Then Casey General Store, I think I'd picked up some pizza or something on the way back, was diagnostic again, more blood work stuff, then our most recent weekly trip to Aldi, and then CVS was medicine. So we do have actual bills, necessities, groceries, stuff like that over here with this amount, and then my frivolous spending is this amount. So this card is also now paid off in full. I always like to go in and manually pay my cards, even though I do have them on auto pay for each month just in case something happens and I can't go in and manually pay, but I do like to pay off all of my cards. I do it around the 25th of each month because that's just the day that I pick, but I do not like to carry a balance over to the next month because I don't want to risk incurring any interest on it since I do have the money in my checking account to pay. And after all that is done, that is a majority of like the bills and stuff that I need to pay. I do go and check Splid, that app that me and my roommates use, to make sure that I don't owe them any money. Typically I don't because I'm the one paying for the groceries on my card, so typically it's them owing me, but I always like to make sure. And luckily this month I'm still in the positives. And just recently I've been trying to take my money a little bit more seriously, so I have actually downloaded Rocket Money. Again, not sponsored, and I'm just using the free version of it to just solely keep track of my spending. I didn't even make a budget on it, but just kind of to see where my money is going each month. And so we're gonna see how that does. But yeah, very short and simple. This was just kind of me going through and paying my bills for the month. And as you can see, this is what I spent overall total, and this is actually what I brought in for take-home pay for the month. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more stuff about money, me and my mother will be making a bunch of content regarding money, how to be frugal, and hopefully eventually retire early. And if you like that kind of stuff, hit subscribe so you don't lose us. And try and check out the other content that we are starting to make on other platforms. There will be links in the description below. Bye.